Hello everybody, how are you all doing? My name is Jack, or Slip Ginge on Ravelry and Instagram. I'm a male knitter from the south of England, living in the north up near Newcastle upon Tyne. This is a podcast, as you can probably tell, where we talk all things knitting. If you enjoy, please feel free to like the video and subscribe. But if you do, make sure to click the little bell icon so that you get told when a new video goes live. So, with all of that in mind, how are you doing? The reason why I ask this is because it is, for me, now autumn. I've been saying it's autumn for a few weeks now. It isn't, as you can see. Actually you can't, it's a bit overexposed. The leaves are starting to turn, and that means it's time for jumpers. The brolly's come out a few times, and it's time for me, that this is knitting prime time. I thought, while I'm knitting a lot, I may as well keep you up to date with the things that I'm creating and making. As the first one, this is going to be a very long podcast. There are going to be timestamps down below, so if you don't want to see anything apart from the massive stash of yarn that I've managed to acquire, then you can skip to that, but it's better if you watch the whole thing, trust me. So before we dive into things like finished objects, works in progress, acquisitions and all that sort of stuff, a little bit about me. So I'm Jack, I'm 25, and I'm living in Newcastle upon Tyne in the north of England. I'm not from here, I'm from the south of England, down near Brighton, and that's where I learnt how to be very crafty. I learnt how to knit from my mum, who is the wonderful Back to Blighty. There we go, can you see the resemblance now? There's a photo of her. I have actually appeared in one of her podcasts in the past. Didn't enjoy, I sort of fell out of love with knitting and YouTube and everything else. And recently I thought, no, I am really enjoying it. So I'm back, it's great. I've got lots of things to show you. Lots of things that if you could probably go back, find the podcast I was in with Back to Blighty, and then see that there are still projects going on that I started all those years ago. But that's not the point. We're going to dive in. We're going to grab a drink quickly and we'll go for it. We'll go for finished objects. Let's do that. Finished object, singular. The only reason why I'm sort of doing this is because I finished a project. Otherwise I really wouldn't be doing this, because you don't really want to start a podcast without having something to show that you've made something. So speaking of Back to Blighty, this is actually one of her project bags. I will be overlapping with extra footage and things like that in a beautiful cinematic way while I sort of do a voiceover. But I will also be showing you as well, so I can cut between the two. Genius. This is a project bag from Back to Blighty Designs, and it's got Daily Profit stuff on it. In here I made some vanilla socks, and the yarn, first of all, is called Daily Profit as well. This is it here. It's, as far as I'm aware, it's MCN, hand dyed, and it's also got a nice sort of, it's actually a really reddish pink that I've used for heels, toes and cuffs. So here they are, 64 stitches on I think I did this on a 3.25. I'm really happy with them, really happy. I will never be able to completely get this bit of the sock, you know, where you get that tiny gap. But they fit well. It's my second proper pair of completed socks, whereas these ones I'm quite proud of. So they are done. I will definitely be making more of these. And again, all of the links and stuff to the different makers and the patterns and everything else will all be in the bit below. But this is just some vanilla socks, 64 stitches. I am going to drop a needle size because as I've been knitting more, you'll see I've got quite a few whips. And as I've been knitting more, my gauge has loosened. So I need to accommodate for that. But now I'm really happy with where these are now. These were top down as well, by the way. There we go. There's those. There's enough here to maybe make some little ankle high socks. Maybe I need to weigh it, see if I've got enough properly. There we go. And they are in the Daily Profit project bag. Oh, that's a tongue twister. But yeah, that's that one. This is where we get onto whips. There's a few, so we'll get on with them. Well, actually, first of all, we know that this is going to be another pair of socks at some point, so we can discard that for the rest of the video. Should we make a pile? Is that bad? I'm not doing that. I feel bad. The first whip, very exciting. This is something I started yesterday. I cast it on yesterday at around, I think it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the evening, something like that. And I got really carried away with it. But it is what I'm calling a Ravenclaw scarf. Here it is so far. It's a bit difficult because you can see that the light is from behind because of where my sofa is, but that's fine. But this is how much I've done. I did up to the marker last night, and I did a little bit just before while I was waiting for things to charge, setting up. But this pattern is based on the Semi-Charmed scarf by Elizabeth Smith, which is a wonderful scarf. I've made that scarf before as a gift, and I thought, I've got this yarn, I may as well use it. So the yarn I'm using is a skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat Chunky Roving, 100% blue-faced Kerry Hill in this gorgeous Mind colour, which is like a proper royal blue. Really, really nice. And I've got a skein of the same yarn, but in the colourway Harmony, which is this lovely grey. The reason why I've got 2 skeins of each is because I'm making 2 scarves, one for me and one for my partner Jen, who is at Chonky Stitches, which you can click somewhere in the description or up in the corner if I figure out how to do that. So yes, this is Whip's acquisitions and aims of stuff to do. So that is the first thing. Hopefully that will be done very, very soon. Oh, one thing I will say as well is that I've really loved working with this yarn so far. Really, really loved it. And the pattern is so good. It's such an easy pattern and it's amazing. So yes, I am making another 2 scarves. And we'll see how they come on, but that's like a few hours. Should be good. As well, I do have to say quite a lot of thanks to Jen, because she actually gave me that yarn to help bust her yarn stash. So as long as I make something for me or her, I'm allowed to use her yarn. So thank you, Jen, for the yarn, and I might nick some more West Yorkshire Spinners from you soon. Did I just knock the camera a bit? I think I did, didn't I? I think it was about there. Right, we'll just go from there. So, next up in my just one more row sheep bag. This was actually a gift from Jen's parents. Thank you to you both. And the reason why it's a just one more row bag is because there is something that I'm very addicted to, and that is colour work. I find standard vanilla knitting really tedious when it's just the same thing for ages. However, if there's colour work or if there's quite intricate pattern stuff involved, or if it knits up quickly, I'm fine. And I saw this pattern on Ravelry and I was like, oh my God, these are amazing. So I have started the Brunostsokken, which is a free pattern by Lene Olszeth. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but they are colourwork socks, and I've always wanted to make colourwork socks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the needles through, and I am going to show you how far I'm up to at the minute. So I don't know if you can really see in this light, but you can see colour work is go. I've been so obsessed. I've done the larger size for these. I will be making more of these as everyday socks. I'm really happy with all my floats on the inside. They're really neat. And this is knitted up so quickly. The pattern was really addictive. Really, really enjoyed it. Really well written out as well. The only change I've made is that I have decided to do contrasting heel toes and cuffs. What I am also doing as well is the other sock will be in the exact contrast of this. So it will be a blue sock with red colourwork and red heel toes and cuffs. So that's the plan. The wool I'm using, my favourite yarn at the minute, is called Socks Yeah DK. This yarn is just amazing. The blue is called Astra Planeti and the red is called Chiron. They're 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I started them about a week ago. I haven't been the colour work I did in a day, but they are so good. I've also got a little chocolate ice cream with a bite taken out of it row marker, which is very nice. I'm obsessed with these. I'm going to keep knitting them, and do keep an eye on my Instagram for progress pictures and things like that. I said before I started getting into whips and everything that I was going to work backwards. I'm working backwards from the most recent thing of this section back in time. So the next thing is something that I started years ago, and I haven't really picked up for a while, but when it's done, it's going to be amazing. Okay, hear me out. The next project is in another Back to Blighty bag. This was a very early one of hers, and it's got some badges on it from Yak Shop, which is amazing. We mention them later on. Sockmatician and Little Drops of Wonderful from Ali over there. Miss you, Ali. In here, I am making a blanket, and it's called the 12 Blocks for Christmas Cal, or for Xmas, but for Christmas. And it's by Olszeth Knits. Olszeth Knits. I started this back in 2000 years ago. I've made quite a few blocks. There are 5 done that I'm really happy with. There is a 6th on the needles, which I don't know where I'm up to, so I might switch that back and start it again and get it done in a day, sort of thing. And I have another skein left. So the wool I'm using is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. I'm using the worsted weight 50 gram skeins. Really good. They're 100% Peruvian wool. All of the colours that are in the heathered, or have heather at the end, just so that it's not plain. I wanted to add a little bit of texture in there, and I got these ages ago, and it's just about time I used them up. So I've sort of given myself a bit of a ban on buying yarn at the minute, but I might need to get some. Maybe. We'll see when payday is. But that is another one of my whips. I will rip the one that's on their back, and I will finish up all of that and get that to a point where it's done and I don't have to worry about it. Finally, here we go. This is one hell of a project. I've always wanted to make a colourwork jumper, and I say colourwork, I never wanted one that was like an ugly one. Now I really want an ugly colourwork sweater. You know the ones I mean. However, way back when, I found this pattern on Ravelry, and I thought that is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's by Lene. Sorry if I pronounce that wrong. It's the Azor or Azor sweater. I am doing this in Rowan felted tweed. You can see it's an old project because this is the old branding of Rowan. These are 50 gram skeins of felted effect yarn made with merino wool and alpaca. So 50% wool, 25% alpaca and 25% viscose. This colourway is Seafarer and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I only have 3 skeins left. So I'm not far away from being done. All I need to do is finish the body and then do sleeves and the neck. I can't remember what the other colourway was. I think it was actually called Ginge, which might have been why I bought it. I have such a love-hate relationship with this item, but it is really starting to get there now. Oh, I love it. It fits beautifully and it hangs really nicely, and it's going to be a really good cozy jumper. I wear quite a lot of tweed jackets and that sort of thing, especially with work, so it's going to be perfect for that. But I've just got to do a bit more of the body, and then I've got to do my sleeves and that. So I will have enough wool. My fingers crossed it's fine, but the colourwork I knitted up really quite quickly all those years ago. Relatively quickly. Considering that this is like it's like a light DK weight, so it's taking a while. However, then it just got to the point of knitting the same colour over and over again, and it's really mindless, which I love. But I'm doing that when the light's good and I'm bored. But I'm hoping to get this done by Christmas. That's my aim, so I've got a Christmas jumper. Whether or not, though, is another question, but I also have a lot of wool and a lot of other projects that I have in mind. So I've already got a stash, and I've had some recent acquisitions, which have partly come from Jen and partly come from... I went shopping. I'll share them with you now, and this could take a while, so I think I'm going to need a coffee because I can just see it all. Right, okay, I'm going to go make a coffee and then we'll come back and I'll show you my stash.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Coffee has been acquired. That's very hot. So I'm going to put that down. Oh, we're in for a treat. Okay, cool. The problem is I've bought like one skein of everything. There's multiple skeins of stuff. The jumper has to go. Goodbye, Azul sweater. Yeet. We're going to go most recent back. Recently, Jen, my lovely partner and very, very talented crocheter, she got us a little gift, and we are sharing a membership with John Arbon. We are essentially a collective mill member. When you sign up, you get some yarn, and Jen thought, this particular yarn, considering she's a crocheter, she doesn't really make socks, but it's a good job I do. This is Yarnadelic. It's a sport heavy 4-ply. It's 100% Falklands Corriedale. Yeah, the colourway is We Love You. Along with this came a 25-gram mini. It's in orange. It doesn't say what colour it is, but it says KBN Mini 16 DK 25 grams. In theory, I'm thinking the two together, orange heels, toes and cuffs. I think that's what I'm going to do. Jen wanted some socks. I think realistically I'm probably just going to do some vanilla socks with some nice heel, toes and cuffs, because the yarn is just gorgeous. I don't want to detract from that. That's acquisition number 1. Thank you, John Arbon. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, amazing. Right. Number 2. Jen, after seeing my Brunostsokken, or however you pronounce it, thought, oh yeah, Jack, you've got loads of time. I want you to make me some. So she brought me 4 skeins of Sock Hair DK. These are amazing. I think this is like one of my favourite yarns to work with at the minute. I'm obsessed with this. So the first one we have is this lovely green, which is called Demeter, which Jen actually mistook for Dementor, which is why she ordered it. But it's not. It's Demeter. Love them. But yeah, so there's this lovely green called Demeter. There's this lovely cream, which is in the colourway Quartz, which is really, really nice and will go with anything. There is this lovely sort of faded pink, which the colourway is called Moselle. Very, very, very nice. All of these smell so sheepy. And last but not least, there is a really, really gorgeous sort of steely blue. That's how I describe it. It's like grey blue, and it's called Tyburn. And fun facts about me: I'm a musician. I do a lot of folk songs, and I sing a song about Tyburn. So that's why she picked that one. So yeah, 4 skeins of that. I'm obsessed with it. I love them. Thank you, Jen. What I might do is I might actually try the smaller socks. And yeah, Jen, if you let me know what colours you want, I might give them a go when I finish mine. There we go. Jen came down to Sussex with me a little while ago, and while we were down there, I took Jen to a wonderful little chain in the southeast called C&H Fabrics, which is essentially just a massive craft shop. In there, they've got a nice wool section. It's the same place where I got all of my Rowan for my jumper for, actually. But while I was there, I had to pick up something, so I got some West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the colourway Robin. This is some self-striping yarn. These are going to be some Christmas socks, so I will cast them on December 1st. That's my aim. I'm really looking forward to using this. It's going to be gorgeous. I recently used their colourway Mallard in the pair of socks. 75% wool, 25% nylon, standard 4-ply. Yeah, looking forward to that. I mentioned I've got Soxier DK. I've also got some Soxier, not DK, which is really, really nice, actually. Obviously, it's quite a bit thinner. The 2 colours are Danburite, which is the grey, and the Iolite, which is the bluey sort of one. And these are going to make some more colourwork things, I'm thinking. Not sure what sort of pattern to go with yet. I did cast them off thinking that these were the DK ones, and started to work on something and realised they weren't. So I need to use them soon. Oh yeah, I'm not really talking about the project bags. Some of them are Wool Warehouse ones that I've nicked from Jen. Some of them are John Arbon ones that I've either got from John Arbon or nicked from my mother. that's pretty much it. I do have quite a few project bags, but I don't know where they've all gone actually. I had quite a few. Hang on, I've got another project somewhere. Hold up, I'm going to find this. I can't actually find it. Where's it? Oh. It's next to me. I've been mentioning Jen quite a bit and how she's a crocheter and she's very crafty. And she makes these little fellas. This is my lucky squid, which lives in my instrument case whenever I go away to gig. I take it with me. But she makes these really cute little squiddies and scarves and bags and hats and other amazing things. Go and check them out. Link in the description. And I'll put that there for the rest of the video. Let's have a sip of coffee. Oh. Ow. Right, I'm at the point now where I don't know what came first. So we're now going back. We're jumping from a few weeks to years ago. I think my mum got me this ages ago. And it's by Rainbow Heirloom. And it's their Cash Light yarn. It's a sock fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. And it's in the colourway Auld Lang Syne. I've got 4 skeins of this and it is the most gorgeous teal. I'm sort of thinking, it's 4 skeins at 400 metres. So there's 4, 8, 12, 6, there's 1600 metres. I think I might be able to make a jumper. Rainbow Heirloom are hand dyed in Edinburgh, UK. This is so soft. It's so gorgeous. Thank you, Mum, for that. But I have got 4 skeins of it and it's all just going to be amazing. Also, still smells a bit sheepy. What do we have next? Yeet. I've got 4 skeins of each of these. But there's a company called Bar Ram U, like the sheep bar, the sheep ram and the sheep ewe. But it's their Dovestone Natural Aran. And this is 100% British, spun in Yorkshire. A blend of 50% Blueface Leicester, 25% Wensleydale Longwool and 25% Masham. So it's shade 8 and shade 6. But together, I'm thinking colourwork jumper. Because they've got the common shared grey colour in there. These are so sheepy. Amazing. I've worked with it, really, really nice to work with. It looks amazing when it's knitted. Oh, my room just smells of sheep now. It's amazing. But yeah, so I've got 4 skeins of each. So I'm thinking of a colourwork jumper. If you have any ideas, by the way, put some links in the comments or send them to me on my Ravelry. Add me as a friend. Links in the description. Go do that. I feel like everyone has either got a skein of this or has worked with a skein of this. West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft Shetland Tweed. This is in the colourway Bottom. It's 100% Shetland Highland wool. It's Aran weight and it's amazing. Everybody knows of it. Everybody loves it. I've only got 1 skein. I'm thinking a hat, maybe, something like that. I've never really made a hat, so I might give, like, that might be my challenge, if you like. But it smells sheepy. Not as sheepy, but it smells sheepy. So I'm looking forward to working with that one. Okay. Next up, we have Easy Knits. And they have a range called Deeply Wicked. And within that, there is this yarn called Swamp Thing. It is the most swampy green I've ever encountered. And it smells not swampy, but it smells sheepy. It's 100% merino, 4-ply fingering weight, 100 grams, 400 meters. Really, really gorgeous. It's got a little bit of a halo, and I'm really looking forward to working with that. It's also got some really subtle browns in it. You can sort of see a little bit, but really, really gorgeous stuff. Really looking forward to working with this. It's super soft. It feels really bouncy as well. It's going to have a lovely drape to it. So I'm looking forward to working with that one too. Next up, this is probably the priciest skein of yarn I've ever bought. This is the Walk Collection Luxe Sock in the colourway Salt and Pepper. The reason why it's called a Luxe Sock is because it's 70% alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere. It is the softest thing I've ever felt. I bought this ages ago from Yak in Brighton, Yarn and Knitting, where I got the badge from. And it's it's caked up. I need to use it, and it's so nice, but I don't know what to do with it. It's the softest yarn, and that is actually being kept safe in another project bag by Back to Blighty. There we go. She isn't really making many project bags at the minute, but do go and check out her shop. Next up, there's so much wool. We're on a bit of a luxury sock bit at the minute now. There's a company based in Ireland called Olan, and their MCN, their Merino Cashmere Nylon, is known for just being incredible. This is the colourway Toffee Pop, and it is so sheepy. It's so soft. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. It's amazing. They're going to be socks, or maybe a shawl, definitely. Or maybe I could wear a shawl. Love it. Can't wait to work with that either. I've also got this little mini here by Hedgehog Fibres. It's the colourway Oracle, and it's 20 grams as well. It is 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. And it's just a really, really funky, bright, vibrant heel-toe cuff mini. So maybe I'll put that. Let me know which skein this should go with. There we go. A job for you. Last but not least, when I got my Rowan felted tweed, I also brought a bit more. 5 more skeins of it, to be precise. 2 of each colour apart from one. The one where it's on its own is in the colourway Maritime, which is a really nice light blue, which I love. The grey one is called Ancient, I believe. Really, really nice. Then I've got another 2 sort of lightish blues, which are in the colourway Delft. So that is my stash. That is everything. Oh my God. Time for more coffee. Okay, so that is it. We got there. I've got a lot of knitting to do, so we're going to end it there. I do want to say thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and a like. You can also subscribe and click the bell icon so that your notifications are on, so that way you get told when I upload a video, because the YouTube algorithm sucks. You can also leave a comment, tell me if you enjoyed it, say hi, you know, all that sort of thing. Follow me on Instagram and Ravelry. All the links are below, by the way. All of them are below. I think that's everything. I'm just double checking the notes. That is everything. So remember, follow me on my socials, say hello. Hopefully it's all right. We'll see what happens. And I don't know when the next one will be. I'm not saying that I'm doing this weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, anything like that. I'll just upload a video when I've got some stuff done. So, in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. And until next time, bye.